Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 29th Sedona International Film Festival. I'm your host, Carol Kahn. We are coming to you live from Yavapai College. Yavapai College is one of our sponsors, along with Arizona Healthcare, Northern Arizona Healthcare, and also some of our sponsors that we'd like to thank: Goldenstein Gallery, BMO Bank, and the City of Sedona. And joining me now is Aaron. And Aaron, I'd like for you to introduce yourself and your film.
Yeah, I'm Aaron Lemle, and my film is The Beautiful Colors of Germany's Sicile-Kira.
And the beautiful colors. So the film was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So please tell me the premise of the film.
Well, Jeremy Sicile-Kira is a young man with autism who's nonverbal, and he paints to communicate his dreams to other people.
It was amazing to watch him actually paint because he also communicates. So tell me how that all kind of came about, how he communicates to other people.
Yeah, so people kind of assumed his teachers assumed that he wasn't really intelligent for most of his life, and then when he was 17, he started typing, and it's something that a lot of nonverbal people with autism use to communicate, and you can see it in the film, but he uses a letter card and points to letters, and he needs someone to sit with him and read the letters that he's typing and kind of facilitate his communication that way. So through typing, he told his mom about a dream he had where he learned to paint, and his mom, Chantal, who's amazing, found the ways to support him to make the dream come true.
Oh my goodness. So, the thing that amazed me was actually when he was like spelling out the words. So, autistic and not really communicating, he was able to spell, number one. And number two, he hardly even looked at the chart sometimes when he was spelling letters. It was almost like instantaneous. It was like crazy to watch.
He's looking at it, but through his peripheral vision, and so that's an interesting thing that so even though it might not look like he's looking at it, he does look at the letters. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And he seemed, I was doing some research and reading about him, and he seemed to enjoy his time with you and the crew. So tell me about that.
Well, one of the things that we first connected on was I'm very dyslexic and had trouble reading and writing in my early life, and really found film as my way of communicating with others, and because communicating visually was a lot easier for me than it was communicating with words and letters. So we connected on that initially when we first met each other, and I think that was kind of how we established trust. And then filming with him was amazing. It was he was really open to it, and a really great subject, and I think we had just a wonderful time together. And it was a small crew. That we the last day of shooting was the day that the world shut down from COVID.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it was, and then it was really wonderful for me to, while COVID, or the early days of COVID was happening, to get to sit with him in the edit, and really, he's such a positive person, and his messages are so positive that it was kind of nice to retreat into that world.
Yeah, so we do have a clip of the film, which I have so many more questions I want to ask you, but let's take a look at the film clip and then we'll talk more.
Awesome.
I do my art to HE help PE people understand the beauty are around them.
Wow. I'm disappointed it was so short.
Well, come see the film tomorrow.
Really? Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. So does he paint on acrylic? Is that what he's painting on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and colors. Apparently, the colors mean something. So, does it mean the same things for all the paintings, or does each painting have like a different meaning?
Each painting kind of has a different meaning, and he interprets the paintings after he paints them, and kind of explains what the colors represent for that painting.
And I understand your mom actually has one of his paintings, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, she has one of his paintings, and I had seen it for many years and really loved it. And then when she told me that the artist was nonverbal, that kind of sparked my interest in learning more and finding out about who this person was. And
Awesome. And what does that painting that your mom have? Does it has a title?
It's The Beautiful Colors of Oprah.
That's awesome. So who's a fan of Oprah? Is it Jeremy or your mom?
I think
or neither?
both, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So you found out about Jeremy through your mom and that particular painting.
Mm-hmm.
How big is the painting?
It's big. It's like probably.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Now, do you own a painting?
I don't. I need to own one though. I really like the beautiful colors of the opera Carmen. That's in the film, and I've had my eye on it for a while. So
Yeah, I think you need to own it.
I think it's time.
Yeah. I think you need to go back. So where is Jeremy exactly?
He's based in San Diego.
In San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went onto his website to look at his paintings, and I'm like, I need to get one of these myself. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful.
They're really beautiful, and he. I mean, I think he really does. He says that he sees auras, and I think that comes through in the paintings, where he's really seeing someone's energy and being able to translate it to a canvas in a way that's really special.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if he did something like after you left.
Mm.
And maybe he called it Aaron's painting. I think we need to like investigate that, do some more research. So you talked about being autistic, him being autistic, and you having dyslexia. How has this film helped you moving forward, just in your own life?
That's a good question. I think part of what was really hard about having dyslexia is having people not see my potential and just kind of see especially early on. When I was in elementary school, I was just kind of like a dumb kid who couldn't read and write, and it's taken me a while to realize that that was I was super intelligent. I just didn't have the tools to communicate that to people, and it's taken me a while to realize that about myself. And so it was somewhat therapeutic to work on this film and just be able to present Jeremy as an artist. With intelligence and kind of challenge people to rethink their assumptions about ability and disability.
Mm-hmm. So now don't you want to say to those kids, look at me now?
Yeah, look at me now.
Look at him now. Because you know what? This was on PBS. And who knows where it's going to go after this, right?
Yeah.
And he's sitting here in Sedona, so this is amazing. Well, this is wonderful. I just absolutely loved watching it, and I wanted to see more of it. So how many stations across the country on PBS did this air?
It was on POV, which is part of the PBS national distributed, so I think it was on most stations. I'm not super sure what the count was, but it's definitely played in Arizona, so you can find it here.
I watched it.
Oh, nice.
And where now are you going to all the film festivals with this particular film?
So as I said, I finished it right when COVID started, and so it played in a lot of virtual festivals. It premiered at San Diego International Film Festival, and then Palm Springs last year was the first in-person festival, and it was really exciting to have an audience. So I think this is kind of the end of the festival run. It's been out now for about 2.5 years.
Okay, so where does this take you now?
Well, I just finished a film about a scripted film about a young man who's with autism who's passionate about bats, called Bat Boy, and I literally just finished it, so I'm submitting that to festivals, and hopefully that'll be out soon.
So that means we might be able to see you again next year.
I would love that. Yeah, please.
Even though you're here now. You have to come back.
I love it. This has been such a wonderful festival, and Sedona is such a beautiful place.
And this is
special
the first
place.
time that you've been here?
I was here as a kid, and it I was just talking to my dad about it. It really imprinted on my memory. So it's been really great to come back, and
Yeah, it's that kind of place.
it exceeded my memories.
It has a calling. I don't know. There's something about this place. And then once you're here, like, you can talk to some filmmakers. They just keep coming back. So
I believe it.
yeah. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for bringing your film. And how can people find out about it?
If they Google I know it's a really long title, I'm sorry, but if they Google it, the PBS version should come up. And
Okay, the name of the film again, so everybody can.
The Beautiful Colors of Jeremy Sicile-Kira,
Mm-hmm.
which is a mouthful, and every time I introduce myself here at the festival, it's like so much to say. So my next film is Bat Boy. It's really short.
Actually, but I know you're giving this artist a wonderful recognition that everybody can just start saying his name. I think he needs that. And then as far as being shown here, when's the next film showing of your film?
It's tomorrow night at 7 in the Mary
D. Fisher Theater.
Mary D. Fisher Theater, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So get tickets. Make sure that you see this film. It's a beautiful, beautiful film. And like I said, I'm going to get one of his paintings. I'm not sure which one, but I feel like I need to go visit him, though. I mean, it's just like one of those things. I want to see him in action.
Absolutely.
It just-
And one of the great things about this film is that I think it's introduced a lot of more people to his work, and that's meant a lot to me. And I'm really glad that that's been one of the byproducts of it. So.
I know. Isn't that cool when you can do that?
Yeah.
Like, you do something for someone else, and it just keeps going.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
just one of those beautiful moments. So thank you so much.
So I encourage everyone to go visit him in San Diego
Yeah.
and buy his paintings.
I'll find out where he is. And we will be back with more from the Sedona International Film Festival after this.